priority list in order for you guys to change the outcome tonight?
I think a couple of things jump out. Obviously, closing quarters. I thought we got off to a pretty good start in that first quarter. And then if you combine the end of the first, start of the second, it was a 28-7 run. And then that's really hard to overcome when you're missing your starting 4 and 5. The transition, obviously, we showed clips today. And we actually, for the first time in a long time, went through the first play we covered from Memphis was transition. Defense, that is. And, they scored 20, and the number of times that we didn't communicate, we ran to our man. We have people running across the court to get to their guy. And in transition, as we always tell our players, you don't have your man, you have a man, the open man. So that has to obviously improve tonight, the transition. And then offensively, not only did we not make shots, but the spacing, the lack of screening was just really, really bad. We have to use the entire length and width of the court. They're a strength team. They really pack the paint, and we're helping them by how tight we are. So we have to try to spread the floor, give guys more room to operate, and play with that 0.5 mentality, and hopefully we can generate better looks and knock some of those down.
I'll give you the old two-parter here. First, are you guys anticipating, Nikola, are you anticipating him being able to return to play for Friday back in Denver? And then two, what to you are the absolute non-negotiables for what you want to see from your team in games without him? There were only 3 of these last season. There have now been 3 this year.
I have no idea about Friday. Obviously, there's no news out of Denver, so we'll revisit that when we get home, kind of see where everything is going, with his family. But in terms of non-negotiables, it really should be whether Nikola plays or doesn't play. We shouldn't play it a different way. Obviously, you don't have a 3-time MVP, but I think we have to play harder. That should be Nikola or no Nikola. I think we have to be more physical. That's Nikola or no Nikola. And obviously, we're 0-2 in this trip. And when you're down a couple of starters, I think you have to dig even deeper, play harder, compete. And you can never talk about, are they being more physical than us? Are they playing harder than us? Because then you're not giving yourself a chance. So hopefully those are the non-negotiables that we'll see tonight.
And Coach Malone, let me ask you this question, man. Look from the outside, I feel like you build relationships with your guys. You coach them really hard, but they trust you off the court. How about the importance of building relationships with your players? You can coach them hard, they really reflect you as a man because you care about them on it and off the court.
Well, I learned that from my father years ago. I can know, or any coach can know all the X's and O's and plays and do all this, but if you don't have a meaningful relationship, then a lot of that stuff doesn't really matter. We always talk in the coaching profession, players don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. And so that's trying to, whether it's 1 through 18, the NBA rosters are getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but it's just trying to spend time getting to know them off the court, instilling confidence in them. I think the greatest gift I can give any player is confidence. And they can go out there and not be looking over their shoulder, afraid to make a mistake. Go out there and just play hard. And 10 years here in Denver, and I think we've had pretty good examples of that. But that's something that you never check off a to-do list. That's something you got to work on every single day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Kind of on that note, I know you talked after the last game about helping Jamal by setting better screens, maybe getting him in some more actions. Have you had any conversations with him about keeping his head in the right place and getting him some different looks tonight?
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Yeah.
It's, I think all of our guys should be frustrated. We've lost 2 games, and, there are some people, well, Nicola's not playing, Aaron's not playing. I don't care who's playing. Every time we go out there to play a game, we're preparing to win, we're expecting to win. And when you don't, you should be frustrated and disappointed. And hopefully that you use that as motivation to get ready for the next game. But yeah, I think these 2 games in this trip, Jamal's frustrated. He wants to do so much for this team. That's one thing, that I love about Jamal. His heart is in the right place. He wants to, with Nikola and Aaron, to help kind of step up and carry this team. So he knows that he has to play better and he wants to play better. And then so my job and his teammates' job are also to help him do that and put him in better positions to have success and make shots. They're a very physical team, and we have to find ways to get him open, to give him some airspace and separation so he can play his game and the game that we know he's capable of. But yeah, Jamal's frustrated, and hopefully tonight we can have a different outcome and all feel a little bit better about ourselves as we head home to Denver.
You've brought up Memphis's size pregame, postgame the other day. One of those guys is obviously someone who's familiar to you and Jay Huff. What's kind of impressed you about what he's been able to accomplish there after having been kind of a G League journeyman through the start of his career?
Yeah, I give Jay a lot of credit. He's he's going out there, he's shooting the 3-ball really well. He's finishing around the paint, around the basket, blocking shots, and just looks really, really under control and poised out there, and just making really good reads and good basketball decisions. So obviously, we had him last year, and anytime you have a player and he goes somewhere else, you always root for them, because Jay was really good for us with the gold, as well as with us up in Denver. So I'm happy for him, obviously.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.